Hey guys, K Kim here from Traders Club. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Today I want to look at some stocks that I've been watching, how I've been trading, and maybe look at some chart patterns, candlestick sentiments, and you see, we still have 2 more days to go this week, and see where we might be headed and what we should be cautious about. And so let's get to it real quick here. Currently we are looking at Apple daily chart, as you can see on my screen here. What I wanted to show you on Apple is actually a weekly chart. And as I've been tweeting and I wrote on my blog last night, is that I got in with some puts yesterday at open, and one of the biggest reason of that, one of the big key level of that, because was that you can see that at this this long-term uptrend that has been broken here. What happens is the theory goes the old support becomes new resistance, and many of you already know that, and it has been acting as very, very strong support. I mean, this is almost 4 years of worth. And when that is broken, that's a big deal for a stock like Apple. You know what I'm saying? And so what happened was it came back up, and we are testing that level right now. Again, this is a weekly chart on Apple, so I don't know what could happen. And we can push through it. We might even push through it. Nobody knows, but the probability of that is actually low that it's going to push through, because many times they go up, test the resistance, the old support as a new resistance, and then they fall back down again. And you can see it here. Initial neckline of this weekly head and shoulder, that was support here, support there, and it was congestion going in here. What happened was it came back, it came down, and then went back up. Here, let me zoom this up and so you guys can see it better. Here's the neckline here, right? And what happened was it was coming back down after confirmation of head and shoulder, after breaking the neckline. And what happens? Old support becomes new resistance. It likes to retest that new resistance. So it came down and went back up. What it did was, during the week of this day, it was actually big white candle like that. It pushed up, but what happened? Bears shot it down, and then after that it tanked. Many times that's what happens in head and shoulders. When it is confirmed, it goes back, tests a neckline, and then it's come back down again. And that's when the true strength of the head and shoulder displays. And right now what's happening is that long-term resistance coming down all the way from, I believe, 2009, that is acting as a new resistance here. And that level is also coinciding with it. You see this thing, this line here, that's 100 SMA, and just sitting right under 100 SMA. And this also looks like a bear flag here, as the the volume is dropping again. Today is a Wednesday. We have 2 more days, so we do not know what could happen Thursday and Friday. But if this was let's just say today was Friday after the hour. If I saw this on a Friday night tonight, if tonight was a Friday night, I would say that's a bear flag. And we have a very, very high chance that Monday morning it's going to roll over. Or at least next week or week after. So that was the reason why I entered bearish. And if you guys been following me on my blog, you guys probably already know that, as I was written about it. And let's go to daily and see what we can find on daily. We have this firm and strong established downtrend line here. Popped here, shot down, pop here, shot down, pop here, shot down, and pop here, and getting shot down right now. And this level is also coinciding with this low from January 15th. And so this is a double confirmation of potency of this resistance level, and that was actually another reason why I entered bearish. I mean, you saw that I explained it to you on a weekly chart that we had that long-term uptrend acting as a new resistance. We saw the 100 SMA acting as resistance. We also the weekly possible bearish flag. And then we flip to daily, we have this resistance from 15th, low 15th of January, and we have this huge long-term downtrend resistance. And that was enough reason for me to go bearish at this level at open. As soon as I saw this recent uptrend was not backed up by any kind of, I mean, that it wasn't totally just plunged volume, but it was still declining volume. And if you look at these candle sentiment here, it's just very weak. Okay, you're not gonna make a bullish reversal with a candle sentiment giving these kind of signals, spinning tops, and spinning tops. That's not gonna happen. I mean, even here, back here, we had a just high volume with hammer here. We gapped up, and we had this Marubozu candle. Even with that kind of force, with that kind of pressure and power and potency that was built in this bullish attack, that didn't last that long. You can see that. And here you get this little, these candles don't last that long. And here we had a huge candle broke out and gapped up. Even then we got shot down. So today we got, you know, just 4 days of just kind of grinding upwards, or, you know, I like crawling upwards. You know, it ain't gonna do much when we have so much resistance level at this, you know what I mean, at this 480 level. So that's one. And this doji we're looking at today, and some people are talking about it, and this doji, to me, it doesn't scare me. Okay, that doesn't do anything for me. First of all, it has low volume, and second of all, it's just kind of happening in the middle of nowhere. Okay, doji, when it happens after a rally, it means something like this. Went up, we found doji. That means be cautious. There's some kind of shifting going around here. Okay, we got doji in the middle of this downtrend. You know, it didn't do anything. It just kind of continued. Here we got doji in the middle of this consolidation pattern. Didn't do anything. But when we saw doji after, you know, this bearish, you can call it minor trend, we saw a sharp move in the opposite direction. You know, same is true here. This doji didn't do anything. This doji didn't do anything. So when I see this doji, probably that it's not going to do anything, and I am expecting that it's gonna come down a little bit more tomorrow. But what I need is I'm gonna need some high volume to really push this thing down. And you know what? When you guys hear me talk like this, that I'm a hater of it, but that's not the case. I trade both ways. I just want it to move. I'm not always. I don't hate Apple. I have Apple stuff. It's just I go where chart tells me to go, and I'm gonna trade where it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm looking at with Apple. I don't see any bullish sentiment, except there's one thing I want to show you. Is this. Let's go to Apple. This is Apple daily chart of my oscillators here. Okay, we got some bullish sentiment on the oscillators. They are showing that in this recent move, there's still some bullish momentum is left. Okay, so that's where I'll be a little bit cautious. That's where I'll be thinking, you know what, there might be some kind of pop, some kind of hesitation in this bearish move, the recent bearish attack, I mean yesterday. And so when I look at this, that's kind of, I kind of think that maybe, okay, maybe, but I'm not gonna close my position. I'm gonna see how it's gonna react to it tomorrow. Just because it's pointing up like this doesn't mean that it's gonna be bullish, because if I just move this a little bit here, you see that on this day, many were thinking that it might be bullish, because you can see that it was pointing up. But what happened? Boom, 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 and then it kind of crawled down. So just because we see this doesn't mean that it's bullish. It just means that you know, pay attention of next couple of days. So, and some people are kind of asking me about this possible bullish divergence. There's no divergence here. I'm just going to be honest with you. Bullish divergence any divergence has to happen peak to peak. Okay, there cannot be, there's so much grinding peaks. You know what I'm talking about? There are peaks here, peaks, or valleys here. You know, it just cannot happen that way. It has to be clean peaks or valleys. So I'll show you how to look at that. We go to weekly, and when I saw bearish divergence that I was warning about back in October, I believe, that I was extremely bearish on Apple, is this. Look at that. Peak to peak. Solid peaks. Okay? Solid peaks. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. You got the idea. There's no other, you know, little peaks here. It's solid peak to peak. So when we go back to daily, and some people are arguing that, well, we have divergence here. No, divergence, no, we don't. We do not have it. We don't. It just, there's too much stuff going on here. It's not valley to valley. It's just, we don't. So I cannot validate that. There's no bullish divergence, just for your information. Okay. That's Apple. Let's go to, just quickly, I was looking at, and if you guys been following me, my blog, I wrote a blog about buy IBM, which I do believe that IBM is headed towards somewhere of 196. We do have this island reversal here. We got this thing cleared up here. There's a gap there, so this is an island reversal. Currently, we're just congesting here with the low volume. This is a sign of a consolidation, and you know, quite frankly, it could go both ways. It could push up and just fill the gap and continue upwards, or it could come back down and fill this gap here on the downside. It could go both ways on a consolidation. And if you look at the trend of IBM on this daily chart, you can see that this uptrend, this long-term established uptrend, is going to help this matter. You know what I mean? Because it's all about the big wave, the current. If you're in the ocean, if you don't swim around, if you're just floating around, sooner or later the current is gonna take you where it is going. So that's why it has to move. If you're bearish on this, I am bearish on it. If you're bearish on it, you can't afford it to just floating around like this, because sooner or later that current, that uptrend could take you back up here. So that's why I have been tightening my stop. I actually got in somewhere here, and then I waited to cut gap down, because I was anticipating some kind of island reversal, and I have been, you know, tightening my stop just to preserve my gain. But I don't like when it's just a flow around like this, especially when IBM is in this big uptrend. You know what I'm talking about? And also, if this is a weekly chart on IBM, take special attention on this level here, because we have a triple top happening here with neckline right around here. So this triple top gets broken, it could be ugly. It could go get up to back here somewhere. 200 SMA is hanging around here. So, but yeah, it's too early to tell. It also kind of looks like we might be doing some kind of bull flag. Okay, we're having very low volume. This could well continue upward. So we don't have enough data to know where it's gonna go. That's where I'm gonna trade more of a short-term swing trade to 196 or so, but I don't like it. I don't like it how it just kind of floating around here because of this uptrend. Let's continue to move. Baidu here. Baidu also floating around, but I'm okay with Baidu floating around because Baidu has already, yeah, it is, we're in, still, if you look at that, we're on 200 on weekly chart on Baidu, you can see that this 200 SMA has been really acting as strong support. But the reason why I'm okay with Baidu hanging around on this after gap down is that because we have this firm established downtrend, here making higher lows, okay, or higher highs, and then also some higher lows here. So with that, and possibly making this downtrend channel, what I'm sensing is that the current is going down. So when you're flooring like this, I'm fine with it. I like IBM. I'm okay with that, and I continue to go just fizzle around, because if it stays around doing nothing, it could just follow that current of that downtrend. So that's kind of BBRY. Amazon took me by surprise, but my analysis still stands. If you guys been following my blog, I still think that there's enough reason to believe that Amazon is headed towards maybe 220, 200. But first things first, we have this high volume, this right here, again, that doji. Remember the doji happening after a sizable, downtrend. There's cautious there, and I definitely took cautious. I was shorting somewhere here, I believe, and soon as I saw that, I saw gap up today. I had my stop. I had both March puts and April puts. So my March puts, got stopped out here, and then my April puts, I got stopped out at the top. So I kind of pretty much broke even there. But anyway, this formation, this candle formation, if we're looking at just last 2 days, that is actually one white soldier candle formation, very strong bullish reversal. So what I want to see is how it's going to react tomorrow. That's what I want to see. I'm very very curious, because this is a kind of resistance level where this has been acted, resistance and support in both ways. So I'm very curious to see how that's going to react. Also, I want to see how far are we from the, we're just right at the 50% retracement level. So it could be just looking at the sentiment, it could be just, just bulls grasping for air, just last attack, just their corner, and they just desperation move. It could be, I don't know, or it's a solid reverse. As of today, I don't know that. I mean, if you look at back here, let's go here, and so you don't like, I mean, if you've been shorting here and you see something like that, you're like, that's a reverse, and that right there is one white soldier as well, the bullish reversal candle. This time didn't have the volume though, but if you look at that and you're like, wow, this is a bullish reversal. Next day, what happened? We had spinning top, and then it just continued to pop there, but it resumed. It essentially created leaning double top, and it resumed this downtrend. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I want to see some follow through. It could kind of do this and do that and come back down. I don't know, but if it doesn't show me any kind of strength tomorrow, if it doesn't do something like this or anything strong, I'm thinking of, at this vicinity, when I see some reversal signal somewhere here, I'm probably gonna short it again, because I really believe there's further downside to come on Amazon here. Let's go Netflix. Netflix. There was this bullish panic there. I got triggered somewhere here. My stop was just below 10 EMA. Oh, why we have a 2 candle here? There's a little glitch there. Let's get rid of that. Weekly, there you go. That was a quick fix, right? And this right here, that's what's looking at bull flag. Today, I mean higher volume than last several days, but that's just I don't know. I think maybe a little bit better will do good, but I mean today was good. Today was better than nothing. It just needs to take out this high. Could continue, could come back down, test that, and then go up. I mean, go back up. So today was a good move, but we need to take this close above about 189 or so. But so far so good. GOOG, Google this is where I want to show in Google. Here, this is a weekly. Why don't you take a look at this? Okay. Look at that. Okay. Again, this is weekly chart on Google, and there's some resistance here. Do you see that there's just peaks coming out here and peaks coming out there, and we can definitely have something coming out and come back down. I mean, who knows? Just this isn't place where you should be shorting. This is place where you should be cautious, and that's actually where I'm looking at right now and see is there any shorting opportunity. And I kind of saw this, gravestone doji, but with the low volume, it doesn't mean anything. It's gonna have to come up with some high volume, something, and I have nothing on here to short. It still looks bullish. Goldman Sachs. This one is just, I have been blogging about it. I've been trying to find some place to short. It just hasn't given. I mean, look at this 10 EMA. Just 10 EMA never been breached once ever since this day, really. I mean, here maybe you just touched it, but bullish, very bullish. But there are some cautionary signals. If I go to, you know what? Where's my DMI study? If I go to DMI study here, yeah, you can see it's high. It's very high. It's I mean, it's just way up there. So 68 reading on DMI all time. It hasn't. It could continue, but if you're, I mean, I'm not in this trade. If I was in this trade, I'll keep riding it and I'll continue to ride it until it breach 10 EMA. But if I'm not in this trade and I'm not gonna touch it. I haven't been touching it ever since, I haven't been touching it since I didn't get in. So I won't chase it, but I wouldn't short it either. I will wait till at least break or it's close below 10 EMA here with some solid volume, with some kind of bearish, reversal pattern, maybe a doji or something. Shooting star could work. But right now, yeah, it's continued to grind higher, but it's vulnerable. It's just, the more it's stretched, the more vulnerable it's gonna get. It's not gonna have so much more leverage when it's continued stretched up. Whereas if it did this, you know what I mean? If it go up now, that's a solid trend, But when it just do something like that, the pullback could be, that much sizable. So yeah. Rim here. Looks like penny stock. To me, it's just like it's like fear and greed, just all over. You can see it. Greed, fear, greed, fear. That's what it is. I don't know. This also looks like leaning double top. I don't want to touch it. ANR. I closed my position, as I've been tweeting since this day. Earnings today, and if it wasn't earning today, I mean, I would put my stop here, and I wouldn't have, because this looks like bear flag here, but I don't know. I just don't like trading through earnings. You never know. I'm probably gonna gap down, or probably not gonna do anything, and it could continue. But I just, yeah. So this was the initial head and shoulder, and you know, some people ask me how did you manage to get in at the top? Well, you look at this line here, and I was assuming that this was the head and shoulder pattern. So you know, I wasn't risking much. I mean, it was like, let's go back. It was this day. It was doing something like that. I said, hey, I put my stop there, and then I got in when it was doing something like doing somewhere here. And I said, hey, I'm losing, you know, 40 cents or so, but I wanna bet that, hey, this might be head and shoulders, and turned out it was. And but I don't know. I wouldn't touch. I wouldn't go back in right now. There isn't much swing for me. I mean, probably back down here. It could come back down, or down here somewhere. So Garmin, I'm out of the trade. I got in after the bear flag here. I got in somewhere here, wrote it down here. I got stopped out somewhere here, and then I try to get back in here, and then I got stopped out today. This looks like an evening star or morning star reversal. This is, if you put this together, it's a morning star with Want My Soldier, and this is very bullish reversal pattern on this. And the thing is that we don't have any volume. Also, I don't see any solid support here. I don't see anything. I don't know where it found support. I don't know. So it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. But Garmin kind of do random things like that. So I mean, who knows? So would I go long right now? No, I don't know. I just sitting on 20. 20 has been 20 EMA has been acting as a strong resistance before. So I want to see how it acts tomorrow. Lastly, I wanted to look at Cisco earnings today. But what I wanted to see on Cisco is, where's my MACD study? MACD study here. Somebody texting me. So here's a Cisco on my MACD study on daily. So we have, you know, I don't know what the earning is gonna do. I don't know if it's gonna gap up or gap down. Let's go to 65-minute, and then I want to see extended session. So this is what happened after hours. 2072, 2114. So it gapped down a little bit somewhere here. It's not much. But what I wanted to see is this possible bearish divergence. We had this initial, what it seemed like bearish divergence, but never play again. You know, when bearish divergences happen with these just peaks, like, and just kind of, it's not clean. You know what I mean? Like, you can even trying to put this together and so that's, I don't know. It's not clean divergence. But I'm looking at just this right here. Just this looks to be pretty clean to me right here, and even that could push it down, maybe a little bit down here somewhere, maybe trying to fill this gap. I don't know. But what I do see, why is my chart different? Okay, what I do see right now is that twice. Let's go to my TMI. Not much. Not much. Yeah, not much. Divergence is not really well formed, so I don't know. I wouldn't put much weight on it. Possible double. It's not clear. There's some peak here, so yeah. This, I mean, you could possibly short some. I don't think there's anything here. I don't know why I thought I would talk about this. So I think that's about it, guys. And thank you very much for tuning in today again. I don't know, I would try to do more videos, and I had a good reviews from last one. So you guys have a great night, and safe trading tomorrow. I talk to you guys on Twitter and my blog. Thank you guys. Have a great night. Bye.